What is fake anxiety? It's the new method of torment that was invented by the same organization that keeps attacking my feet every day in order to somehow force the Emma Watsons onto me. However, this does not necessarily relate to the Emma Watsons, but it's the same organization that somehow has the means to attack my body remotely. So what happens is that when I'm watching a movie or a TV show quietly in peace in my own room, and there is any moment of tension between the characters, there's a scene with any emotional tension between the characters, they begin forcefully twitching my body muscles, either my shoulder or my leg, my thigh. They begin forcibly twitching my muscles in an attempt to create some kind of fake anxiety and try to make me feel tense in response to the tension in the movie. However, I do not feel tense. I feel relaxed. I feel completely relaxed, and I understand that what happens to me is done artificially. It's those people, they begin to artificially contract my muscles against my will in response to any amount of tension that happens in the movie. Now, good movies, they may have a lot of tension in them, a lot of good scenes with emotional tension in them that are completely ruined, experiences that are ruined for me by those involuntarily muscle contractions. I send messages to the UN, whom I believe knows at least something about this, that I would stop attacking my body over and over, many complaints, and they do not really help, although they may help to some degree, because eventually they leave me alone. But what happens is that I rewind the same scene just to watch it without body stimulation, and I rewind it over and over again, and over again they twitch my muscles in response to the tension in that scene. Despite that I rewind it to watch it again just to experience it without something twitching my muscles, that they twitch my muscles again in response to that scene. Only after many times that I rewind that scene, and it completely ruins the continuity of my watching, only then they leave my body alone. And this causes me to feel a lot of stress and tension, not in response to the movie, but in response to me having to rewind it over and over again. This makes me feel angry and agitated, and it completely destroys the fun of watching the movie in the first place. Now, there are extreme cases which are even worse than what I described. If a scene involves a woman, particularly a decent looking woman, they would oftenly attack my feet as well. They try to force the notion that there is some kind of connection between females and feet. So they attack my feet if there's a decently attractive woman. But that's not the worst case of the particular scenario of attacking my body in response to scenes with tension. This is a different story. The worst case scenario is if I watch a movie that leads to one particular scene with a lot of tension towards the end of the movie. I'm particularly talking about the movie called Knives Out, which has the entire movie leading to one particular scene at the end of the movie that has all of the tension in it. In that case, even after I rewind many times, they still violently attack the muscles of my leg, trying to cause me extreme very fake anxiety in response to what happens in the movie. And I rewind it many times just just to once watch it without anything attacking my legs, but no, they still violently attack my legs over and over again, no matter how many times I had to rewind that that movie scene over and over again. Only after I stood up from my chair, at which point I was obviously no longer sitting relaxed, I was fully tensed and agitated, and I was standing, and only then they allowed me to watch that scene, which completely ruins the whole point of watching that scene completely relaxed when I'm sitting on my chair, relaxed and laid back, and watching that scene full of tension while I'm myself feeling relaxed and entertained. How am I supposed to feel entertained when something is twitching my muscles against my will? Obviously, I know that this is something artificial that is done to me. I know that I'm feeling relaxed. I'm not feeling any tension in response to the movie. I'm feeling that I'm being entertained. That is the only feeling that I'm experiencing, that I'm being entertained, and that that feeling of being entertained is completely devastated by the muscle twitching, and I want it to stop. I want it to stop.